Hello and welcome to this second game in the Splatterhouse series. This is Wanpaku Graffiti. I have with me again Kaboom Dragoon.
Howdy.
And that's because I desperately needed backup for this game. This is a sharp left turn for the series, and we'll be seeing why right about now. So you remember how Rick died in the first game and Jenny didn't?
Yeah, that was,
That was my favorite part of the first game.
yeah. Thankfully someone created this, which is the gaming equivalent of fixfic, to make sure that that didn't happen.
Sort of.
And buried him next to a pumpkin.
An evil pumpkin.
Because Japan's just that wacky.
This already was our grave.
Yeah, but now they're just making sure.
And yeah, we're looking at colorful characters, little chibi guys.
Yep, this is the Friday the 13th game that we all really wanted.
Yep. They really captured the source material this time.
Do you remember that bit where he hacked the dog to bits and then picked up a giant ball of candy?
Yep.
And then the crosses tried to kill him. That was my favourite part.
Yep. Yeah, there's health restoration in this game. You actually get a lot of hits.
Yeah. Counting up the top left that you can see there is the level up system, which is kind of weird for a game like this.
Yeah, very much so. But once you get that all the way up to 10, you get another hit point.
You end up with a ludicrous amount of hits if you don't die.
Oh yeah. And you got a bit of a reference going on here.
Yeah, I was always a big fan of Billy Joel back in the 80s.
It's one of many extremely long cutscenes that we're forced to sit through. Unskippable.
And this is setting the pattern for pretty much every boss encounter in the game.
Yep.
Just run around, kill things, waiting until something happens.
Yeah.
It's
This one's particularly bad because the boss himself is invincible the entire fight.
yeah, you're just beating the crap out of his flunkies.
Yep.
The only problem I have with this game is the fact that the boss fights are dull as hell.
A lot of them are, yeah.
And there's enough of them to make you think that the game was programmed by Treasure.
And then the boss gets away. What's up with that? Come on, Rick. You're supposed to be bloodthirsty.
He never did anything. It was the zombie guys.
Yeah. What a waste. We got a nice hamburger there.
And then we come to the first of the Splatterhouses.
Yes. There are many in this game.
Yep. So they decided to go all out for this and blow all their budget on like half a dozen houses that you could go into and splatter things.
Yeah.
So,
It's kind of neat, actually. A lot of changes
yeah.
in scenery.
So technically speaking, you're getting more for your money than with any other version of the game.
True. They could have called this game Splatterhouse 2 through 10 or so.
House of the Splatter. This is what I was talking about with the bosses. It's, you stand there and hit things until
Yeah.
the game decides, nah, we're bored with that.
Yep. This is actually a mini-boss, technically speaking. It's really hard to tell when you're actually fighting the level's boss in this game.
Yeah.
Because every couple of rooms, you just get a weird boss-like enemy. This would be the actual boss.
Yeah.
We can break her chairs or not. Doesn't change the beginning of the fight.
And then you've got kind of a little Exorcist reference there.
Yeah. Apparently this game is laden with movie references.
Yeah. I mean, some of the more obvious ones are, like that. I think it's the next stage has a big reference to Evil Dead again.
Quite possibly. A lot of them go over my head because I'm not a movie buff.
Yeah, I mean, some of the more obvious ones I don't really need to be pointed out, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, the game's more movie obsessed than others in the series, shall we say.
Yep, which is saying a lot.
Yeah.
That fight's actually kind of tough. It's best not to jump and just wait for the head to come to you. Break at least one chair.
Password?
The garbage of cesspool. It's my favorite line of the game. I love the writing in this game.
I think I first played this back in about 2000 when the original fan patch was released. Because back then, pretty much any game and every game was being translated. It was brilliant. And someone, I'm not sure whether they knew what the game was connected to or whether they were just like, it needs translating. But somehow it wound up with a small translation. It was weird.
Yeah, and a weird translation at that.
Hmm.
And that was the game over screen. Someone just shuts the door on you.
Well, so
Locking you out of the Splatterhouse, I guess. These little blue spiders remind me of enemies from the Guardian Legend. Probably just because they're both NES games.
Yeah. Remember that bit in Hellraiser where they started killing the fried chicken?
This is kind of like the poltergeist fight in the first game, actually, where the knives come flying at you.
Except it's more like Poltergeist.
Ah, very true.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that one. More than likely. I mean, some of the stuff in this, you're not sure if it is actually a reference or if it's just the developers going, you know what, fuck it, he kills chickens with an axe.
Yeah.
Let's just go with it. I mean, I do vaguely remember a really, really bad horror movie about a murderous oven. I might be confusing it with something else.
If there's an appliance, it has killed someone in a movie before.
Or been used to kill someone.
Yeah, exactly. Now, when I originally found out about this game, I had assumed it was the final game in the Splatterhouse series, which doesn't make any sense from a logistical standpoint because it's an NES game and the other games are Genesis games,
Yep.
so that wouldn't make any sense. But to me, it seemed like they had done all they possibly could with the series, so they just
Farmed
went
it out.
batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Threw their hands up in the air and said, "Here, have this.
pretty much.
What can you do with this?"
Although, in that respect, they also did Mighty Final Fight, which is a very similar game based on the Final Fight series. Well worth checking out if anyone hasn't heard of it. Actually, one of the best beat 'em ups on the NES.
Interesting.
But yeah, I can't remember if that came out before or after though, so it's not unheard of. And this bit's just annoying.
Oh yeah, I despise this boss fight.
The gimmick here is, as you can probably tell, the wind is pushing Rick all the way to the left.
Yep.
But you have to try and kill the mouse. And when you go to attack, you're still getting pushed back. So it's,
Fortunately, it's a one-hit kill boss.
still annoying as hell. And then it hits
The
you.
little mouse hits me, yeah.
The
Awful.
mouse is a dick.
Yeah, that's the end of the second stage, though. Next time, we'll see more craziness.
It just gets weirder from here. That's
yeah.
saying something.